Artists really are a lot like blue-collar workers. Changed my mind. A film director said he likes imagining himself to be a blue-collar worker while making his movies. I first thought that it's obviously just taking your job lightly and following your heart. But thinking further, it even makes sense just as is. News wouldn't talk about mass surveillance or generational changes. They just talk magnified headlines, the beginning of World War I, II, etc., but not about the art of war changing and what it means for empires and how empires will fall. Art has indeed a special place, but what does it mean still? It's more than just news. Art is also a social service, in many ways. For example, connecting with a society. Relating to the public, this is why you notice that the biggest disappointments and flops right now are movies that just don't relate with the audience. Movies made by rich big shots in offices who know nothing, out for money, not by people who can express what they see in a unique way. They themselves may even not notice. Armitage III, Japanese OVA, 1980, was made by someone who grew up during the after World War II occupation of Japan, which I didn't research, but I'm absolutely sure of when I watched the show. A statue of freedom on Mars. Everything about that sci-fi show is so foreign, yet it's easy to understand and relate with. So much so it reminds me of Tim Burton a little. But it doesn't just capture teenage angst, it captured a whole population and generations' alienation and intercultural conflict. News don't say feelings, as biased as they are, so ironically feelings displayed by fiction are always true, be it the entitlement in Joker 2, or the trouble fitting in Armitage III. As artists, we have a social duty to be relatable, sure, and as artists, our success is usually associated, just like my definition of beauty in society, with both how relatable, honestly generic, what we make is, and additionally, with how unique and rare what we made is. These two values decide our success. And I say yes, even when this might sound mean and make me quit, so many more can feel empowered. This is a lesson from director who Sam Hyde mentioned, the Joker 2 fiasco, Borderlands 2 problems, Chris Pratt, Tarantino, basically everyone who mentioned nowadays as a dark period in cinema, and me. And even though all I do is dry text at my core, and me analyzing society, widely making intuitive variables, how I use my brain is very similar to art, I believe. You could also go on and say that to perform at your best, you have to pretty much get as good as your skill to make it be like art.